Hello, everybody. So this is Sunday video for Math 100 on September 13th, 2020. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you are making good progress in this course, as well as other courses you may be taking in fall 2020. 3 weeks have been done, so the first 3 weeks are gone now. We have 13 more weeks to go in the fall semester 2020. And speaking of finishing the semester, I have a little update. You may have heard this from elsewhere, but the College of the Canyons administration, as well as the statewide chancellor's office for all California community colleges, have decided that the spring semester 2021, after this semester, will also be taught online or with distance education. And it is unfortunate, but the pandemic is not going away. And so basically the largest college system in the world, the California community colleges, which serves more than 2.2 million people every year. We are going to continue with this online or remote modality for another semester after this one. Right? Hopefully, after that, we can go back into the classroom. Okay, so this past week, we had the Labor Day holiday, and you were to do lesson number 5 sometime this past week, and a review of percentages. All right, so we had only one section or one lesson this week because I wanted everybody to spend time learning percentages. Now, for some of you, it's a basic idea, and you knew all about percentages. You may have actually gone into lesson 6 ahead of time, which is fine. But the percentage questions are really, really important. And so I hope that you have learned and mastered this concept. Some of you are asking me questions by email concerning, like, hey, I don't get the right numbers on these assignment problems and your worksheets problems. And that's okay. I'll try to explain as much as I can via email or on Zoom. All right, if you are having difficulties with these percentage ideas or in lesson 6 on proportions and word problems, again, I can't stress this enough, but we have new free non-credit courses that are just open exit, open entry, and these are found under NC, non-credit math courses. Okay, so if you go to schedule of classes, the online schedule of classes, you can go to look for non-credit math. Right, and you'll find NC, non-credit, NC Math 004 and 005. Those are for percentages. 004 is for percentages. 005 is on proportions, ratios, and word problems. And again, they are completely free, and you don't get a letter grade. It's not going to mess up your transcripts. And so that's just a little extra form of support that we are providing. And so take advantage of these new courses and new ways that we have provided to help students, okay? Now, Monday, this coming Monday, the 14th, worksheet 5 is due. What is worksheet 5? Okay, that's the worksheet you find under lesson number 5, right, in the lesson 5 module. And starting on lesson 5, again, I have sent you many announcements, but starting on lesson 5, all you turn in is worksheet 5 online. So you take it up to 3 times. The best score out of 1 point is going to be recorded. Right. So, and I'll show you in just a minute by sharing the Canvas screen exactly what I'm talking about, because some of you are still confused. And by the way, you are continuing to do your homework through chapter 2, but the chapter 2 homework is found at the end of chapter 2 in your textbook. And hopefully I'll show you that as well. Now, homework on chapter 2 is not due until test number 1, which happens to be on Tuesday, the 22nd. All right, so on Tuesday, 22nd, before you take your test number 1, which is our first major exam, you are to turn in homework for the entire chapter 2, just like you turned in homework for chapter 1, for the entire chapter. Basically, these homework questions are due the week after all the lessons from that chapter are finished. Okay, and I'll try to explain that again by showing you the Canvas screen. Okay, so homework is selected from it's a selected set of exercises in the book, and you'll find them at the end of every chapter. Okay, so what's coming up in this week? Week number 4, study lessons. Well, actually study lesson number 6. Lesson number 6 is the last lesson that you will be studying before your test number 1. Okay, so study lesson 6 and do your worksheet 6 online, and hopefully you'll get together with your group virtually and discuss like, hey, how come I don't get the questions right? Do you have any idea how to solve these problems and questions? Lesson 5, worksheet 5 and worksheet 6. And lesson 5 is basically on large and small numbers, convergence, how to understand very large numbers, because we don't quite understand the difference between millions and billions maybe. And so study and get together with your group and study these large and small numbers, convergence, proportions, and other word problems, okay? And then this week also do practice test, okay? So you'll have a new module, or it's a module that you will see right under the lesson 6 module. And the practice test number 1 is available, as well as an answer key and a video explaining the answer key. Okay, so I'm trying to provide as much support as possible in preparation for your test number 1. And by the way, the practice test is just for your practice. You do not have to turn in practice tests. Okay, what you do turn in this class are to take these online, worksheets, and then to turn in the scanned versions of your homework. So this week it's lesson number 6 and your practice test. That's what you will be doing. Okay, so just so you know exactly what's going on in Canvas, let me share the Canvas, and I'll be mentioning a few things from our Canvas shell. Okay, so when I ask you to turn in homework for chapter 1, you can see that at the end of lesson number 4, right? Because the first 4 lessons have to do with chapter 1. This is where you click to upload your chapter 1 homework. And when I saw what you turned in, some of you are like doing other problems, like try it now problems, okay? And hopefully by now, everybody's understanding what problems to do. But all the problems you are to do are found either on this course syllabus or the list of homework exercises, all right? If you are still wondering what questions I have to do for my homework, click on this, and then you will see the list of homework exercises for the entire course, all right? And so these are the problems. Now, and maybe the confusing thing is you have lesson numbers and chapter numbers and section numbers here. Maybe I'll have to upgrade that next time, but you see that lesson number lessons 1, 2, 3, 4 cover these 5 sections, right? And then lessons 5 and 6 cover these sections here. And so just keep up with these, problems as you make progress with these lessons, okay? By the end of this coming week, when you will have studied lessons 5 and 6, you should be able to do all the problems in the 5 sections of chapter 2, okay? See the test 1 coming here? All right, so these are the problems that you are to do. By the way, some of you have turned in your homework where you did every single problem, not just these, but every single problem found at the end of the chapter. And please note, that's not my intention. You must have spent a lot of time doing all the problems in your homework or in your textbook, but that's not what you had to do, okay? I may be a hard teacher, but I don't ask you to work that hard, okay? All right, and so that's what you are to do. So let's go to the assignment, this week. So you should have done lesson 5 this past week, and all the percentage, difficult problems maybe in percentages. And so here, lesson number 6, you know what to do, right? Hopefully by now you know how to do a lesson. When I say do a lesson, I mean print out this lecture note, look at lecture 6, and this is the page that explains what to do for lesson number 6. And so you have already printed out your lesson notes. You watch this video, Usually videos are about like 15 to 20 minutes long, each of these segments are. And then as you watch this, you of course fill out your notes, and then you do your worksheet and your homework, right? And so that's what you should be doing for each lesson in the past and in the future. All right, and so you can go back to lesson 6 and you can print out this hard copy. It's an optional thing because you no longer have to turn in a scanned copy of this, right? But go ahead and if you want to, you can print this out so you can write your work. And by the way, you should keep your worksheet as you do this because that's what you will be studying to prepare for the upcoming test. And once you think you have pretty good correct answers, you go and solve this. You go to take this worksheet 6, and if you click on that, the online worksheets are going to come. It says take the quiz. You can click on this. I'm not going to do this right now. And that's going to give you the questions, which are pretty much identical to what you saw on the hard copy version of worksheet 6, right? And then you will get some problems wrong, I think, okay? And that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to see what's wrong with your answers. Discuss with your study group if you want to, and you should, right? And correct your mistakes because I have, along with this worksheet 6, hard copy. Oh yeah, so right now you are not going to see the solution key yet. But once, after a few days, okay, I will be releasing the answer key, just like you see for lesson 5 here. Answer key is available for lesson 5 right now. And you correct your answer, and then you go back and correct your answers, and then you go back and try your worksheet again online. Again, each worksheet has up to 3 attempts, and the best score will be recorded on my grade sheet. Each worksheet is only worth 1 point, okay? So it's not a big deal. But this really is a key to understanding every single lesson. So I want you to do that. This week, you also do test number 1, that's this. Okay, you have a practice test 1 answer key, and a video to explain how to do these problems, okay? And then when the September 22nd comes, or before that date, you turn in your homework for chapter 2. You don't have to worry about chapter 1 anymore, just the chapter 2 homework, scanned copy of it. And then you go in to take the test on the 22nd. The test is going to be available only on the day, the 22nd, right? You can start taking it at midnight if you want, but it'll be available for 24 hours starting at midnight of September 22nd. My suggestion is for you to set aside a 90-minute period because that's how long the test is. An hour and a half of uninterrupted time and location. So you can focus on taking the test number 1. And then after you finish that, of course, you will have worked out some of the problems on your own sheet of paper. And that's what you turn in under this one, show your work for test number 1. And you have about 20 minutes between the completion of this test and submission deadline for show your work. So you don't have a lot of time. But all you have to do really is to scan, make a PDF file, hopefully multi-page, 1 PDF file, and you turn this in, okay? So I hope this is all clear. Every worksheet will have an answer key available a few days before the worksheet is due. The worksheets are due pretty much on Mondays, okay? Monday after you cover that lesson. So hopefully this is clear now, and I apologize for all the chaos I created on the first 4 worksheets, but hopefully that's pretty clear by now. Maybe I should mention this real quickly too. So what do you know about these worksheets? The first 4 worksheets, what I have decided to do is because I messed up on the first 4 worksheets, that's, what am I talking about? The first 4 worksheets. And by the way, now, there is an online worksheet available for 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? And if you haven't taken these online ones, you should go ahead and take them. And these are sort of past due, but it doesn't matter. You can still take them if you like, okay? Even if you have turned in your scanned copies, because I'll give you extra credit for any kind of duplicate things that you turn in, okay? Just for the first 4 worksheets, okay, you can still do both. So you can take these online worksheets as well as scan and upload your hard copies, and you will get extra credit. Notice here, you can still, for instance, turn in worksheets 3 and 4 here, and it's out of 0 points. So I made the change a couple of days ago. So if this will be an extra 2 points if you turn this in. Even though it's late, I will still accept them. Okay. By the way, some of you did not turn in your homework for chapter 1, and that was due like a week ago. So on September 7th, homework for chapter 1 was due. Where was that? That was at the end of chapter 2, I believe. Okay. No, I mean at the end of lesson number 4. So under the lesson number 4, in the lesson number 4 module, which is right here, you see this homework chapter 1. This is where you should have turned in your homework for chapter 1. More specifically, about 18% of you did not turn in this homework set. And that is considered 0 points out of what, 15 or 10? Yeah, so, you know, even if it's late, I'll still give you some credit for turning in homework. And I would urge you to do that before your test number 1. These are not graded for accuracy because you all have the answer keys, right? And so all I'm doing is checking to see you have done them, okay? So these are graded on completeness. I don't check every single answer. So again, these are just so you can show me, hey, I am working, you know, I am showing. If it's, you know, if it's stained with coffee stains or whatever, that's okay too, because that tells me, hey, you know, you are working hard. Okay, so that's all for this Sunday video, I believe. So in conclusion, I just want to tell you, you know, make sure you keep up with the work, okay? And it will take self-discipline because this is 100% online class. As it's easy to sort of slack off and then put things off until the end. But remember, test number 1 is coming, not this coming week, but the following week. I think it's on the 22nd on Tuesday when you have that 24-hour period in which to take test number 1, okay? So keep up. And if you haven't kept up, then catch up this week and, you know, make sure that by the end of this coming week, you are done with lesson number 6 and all the lessons before that have worked on all the worksheets, the first 6 worksheets of this course. And you will have finished chapter 1 and chapter 2 homework, okay? And then hopefully you will also have finished watching the practice test 2 answer key video. All right, so I hope you have a great week. And as usual, I'll have my office hours on Mondays and Thursdays. And or if you want to set up a Zoom appointment, I'll be happy to make one for you. Okay, so I'm available, you know, whenever you need me. And so please contact me and do not hesitate to ask questions. Okay, all right, well, I hope you have a great week and I will see you later. Take care.